Hi, I'm theciaellis and welcome to This Grandma's Life. Okay, I don't believe I've ever shown you exactly where I've been living now. I know that a few months ago I showed you where I was living with my son and kind of we looked around a little bit there. But I think I've lived here 2 months now, almost 2 months now, something along that line. And I am at the parsonage at our church. And this has been a true blessing for me. And for the first month I had another woman that was living here. Well, she was living here first. And since then, she is in the process of moving out into an apartment and going out on her own. Her husband died a couple of years ago, and things have just were difficult for her. A lot of things going on in her life, so she needed to come here to the parsonage. And so she was one of the first ones that's ever lived in this. Well, okay, that's not true. This house was built in the 80s, best I can I know. But I'm talking about for poor people who go to church here. And the pastor obviously does not, and his family obviously does not live in this house. They have their own house. So this building was available, and my friend was able to live in it for a while. Well, now it's my turn to live here too. But not only am I going to show you around, but I got to show you some of the changes that are going to be making and stuff too. So I'm kind of going to give you a tour of the house, but tell you what's going on at the same time. This is the living room area. Now, poor Diana, she was married for several years and had 40, 50 years of accumulation and stuff. So this is the stuff that's still left here. And there's some stuff in here that was hers also. And not necessarily the chair, but the stuff around it. So she's still got plenty here. It's going to be a little bit for her to be able to get it out of here though. This chest is hers, and some of this other stuff that belongs to the church, and that's a combination of our stuff that's stored on it. But this still needs to go. Some of this stuff needs to go. So there's still plenty of stuff that needs to go. But when I said that she's had several years of accumulation, her 2-bedroom apartment that she moved into is full. So this stuff may stay here for a little bit longer. She said that she's going to come back and get some more of it, but I don't know where she's going to put it. But that's beside the point because, well, not really, because we're going to change this over until we've got that big clothing ministry that you've seen. That I've shown it in previous videos where we have the clothing ministry. That building needs repairs and stuff, and so they're wanting to move the clothing ministry over to this building too, and we can still do it, but I've got some work to do. I have access to a really good washer and dryer, and it's really cool because you know how when they say older washers and dryers work better? They do. They work faster and better, no joke. And I got Diana's stuff finally packed up and set aside. And so now basically this is my kitchen for what it's worth. This is a dining room table set that was given to me, and it's my office right now, and that's fine with me too. So but this is going to have to come out of here if we're going to make, so this room and this one and the two, the living room up front and that area up there, that's all going to be part of the clothing ministry. So basically I've got to get it emptied. This was the old front door, and they actually had turned this into, oh my gosh, I got to turn on the light and show this to you. When it was used as a parsonage, this was actually they closed this up and put a wall here, and the dining room was just on the other side of that. And one of their sons is very artistic, and he painted this, and this was the nursery for one of the grandkids. And so this is a room by itself, and that front door stayed locked. But all this stuff is going to have to come out of here, and we may end up taking this wall down to make room. I don't know. So this is also going to be part of the clothing ministry too. We just haven't decided how we're going to do that yet. This is another one of the bedrooms that has been painted. And they're small bedrooms, but that's okay. And here's some more of Diana's stuff. And that we're going to get this out of here too, because we're going to move it to another room. This room is where I've been staying for the last couple of months. And I've loved it. I've really appreciated it. I've loved it. This is my closet. Of course, I've been accumulating stuff since I've been on my own. So I gotta, I gotta get a bigger closet or do something different. And I don't know if I've ever shown you this when I went to Florida. Yeah, I may have shown you when we were there. My mom painted this, and I'm so thrilled to have it. And then, of course, my beautiful granddaughter, her senior picture. And this is a bathroom that I've been using. And I have to admit, I've really liked this bathroom. I accidentally messed up I washed the old shower curtain. I had to replace it, so I bought this beautiful butterfly one. So this has been where I wanted. There's good storage. This whole place has got beautiful storage. But today I've already moved out of this bathroom, and I'm having to train myself to have moved out of it. In here, this is where Diana was. You can tell because it echoes in here. But this was Diana's room. This was the master bedroom. And this is where I'm going to be moving, hopefully, all of my stuff. I'm going to move, I want to move my bed, the dresser, and maybe even the kitchen table, and just move everything in here. And I believe I've got room to do it. We'll have to see. Now, Diana, like I said, she's still got lots of stuff. I'm going to have to do some rearranging in the closet here to make room for my stuff. I still think I can leave a bunch of hers here. She really is struggling to get moved into all of her stuff into her new apartment. So this is a nice big walk-in closet, and I can move my stuff into here and still have room for hers also. This is the master bathroom that I'm trying to train myself to come in here and use. Now once I get my bed in here, I think it's not going to be a problem. But like, there's storage here and here. There's a shower there. There's storage there. And so here's the goal. Move all of my stuff into this room, including the camping stuff that has been donated to me. I forgot to show you where that was located. It's in there. Well, let me show you now. In here with the washer and dryer is where the camping stuff is located. So I believe I can get all of my stuff into the master bedroom, and I believe I can get all of Diana's stuff into this room. We'll have to see. That's my goal. And I plan to video it while we're doing it. So I guess we better get started. I forgot to mention that the pastor and his wife were over here earlier today, and we were coming up with a plan of action and doing a goal. And Cheryl's going, okay, so when are we going to get this done? I'm going, sure, I can get it done within a month. I'm pretty sure I can get it done less than that, but I better get in gear. I just messed up so bad. That lamp, Mom and Dad bought that when I was born. And I knew that the legs on this thing were loose and didn't stay, and I tried to do it all together at once anyway. I am heartbroken. Well, as you can tell, I'm still trying to get lighting right and things set up. I got my office set up in here. I'm liking it. I really am liking this setup. I need to figure out something with the window back here with lighting. There's always something to figure out, but I'll get there. I moved into this room. I can't remember if I had mentioned it before. I moved into this room because, well, for one thing, they've been so very gracious to me and let me live here. The other lady who used to live here, she had this room and several other rooms in this house too, but she has moved and most of her stuff is gone. And she's also the one that went to Florida with me and went to Western Oklahoma with me the other day. So, she still comes around and I like it. But I'm moving in here, or I have moved in here. All of my possessions are consolidated into the master bedroom except for the kitchen because I cook and I want to be able to work in the kitchen, but everything else is now going to turn into the clothing ministry. And I have shown you videos in the past some time ago about where we are in the clothing ministry, and it's a very bustling. We get a lot of donations, we get a lot of things, but every time it rains, and we've had a lot of rain this year, it floods and it gets mucky and it molds and I don't know. It's not nice. There's get bugs in there, all the crickets and the frogs and everything like to go into into environments like that. So we're in the process of moving that clothing ministry into this house. Well, right now it's still in the planning stages and assessing and stuff like that. I think some men are supposed to come over here in the next few days and look into hanging racks over here and stuff. So apparently this building that I'm living in is going to become the permanent building for the clothing ministry for a while. I mean, it's permanent enough that they're going to hang up racks. They were going to just get freestanding racks in case so we can move back into the other building. But I think it needs a lot more work than what we're willing to spend as a church to spend money on. So it'll work out. But I like this setup. I like this room. I'm looking forward to getting on with my life and moving on and do something else. But you know how court situations do, especially if you're in the middle of a mess that I am in. So it could be a little while longer. We'll have to find out. But I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. I'm grateful that they let me live here. I'm grateful that these people are so good to me. That's all I got for you today. I do want to remind you, I am on X. I do the scripture of the day. I do a quote of the day. And basically anything else that I produce, things for This Grandma's Life, this particular channel, I do the stuff from Grandma's Homestead goes on X. Even Kinsey Lackey Sports goes on X. So if you want to look for me on X and look for all my stuff there, that's a good place to go. I used to, especially when I was doing Grandma's Homestead thing, a couple of years ago, I had decided on a motto for live until you die. And I still believe that. And I am working on making that a part of my life because I am planning on to live until I die. The living I'm doing is going to be different than what I had anticipated, but I'm living until I die, and I'm happy to be able to do it. I'm wanting this channel to turn into something where other men are welcome to, don't get me wrong, but this is kind of, most of my demographics are older women, and what has kind of made this something for me to say to you right now is, as I was stating with the camping gear that was given to me, there are a lot of ladies out there who don't have partners anymore, who don't have a man for one reason, or they're dead or they're just too sick. A lot. Now the ones that have that their spouses are sick, they stick with them. Don't get me wrong, but those who are unattached now, they're ready to do something. And I'm encouraging them to go with me, and we're going to live until we die. So I want this channel to become an encouragement to all of you ladies who are afraid to get out there. I'm going to make mistakes, and we're going to watch me make the mistakes, and we're going to have a good time doing it one way or another. And then so give you a little bit of encouragement. It's like, you know what? It's life. We're all old enough now that we know that we make mistakes. We know that there are always consequences to the mistakes, but you know what? You keep on going. All right. God bless, guys. I'll see you next time.